Please remember to post a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can always get my latest travel videos. Happy Friday! Today I'm answering viewer concerns and questions about traveling to Paris, France. You can see links to all of my Paris videos in the description below. Sarah from Alberta asks, I would love to visit Paris, but many travel videos have told me that there are aggressive beggars, including beggars with children, that accost you on the street. Is this true? Sarah's question is about pickpockets and aggressive beggars in Paris, France. Sarah, there are pickpockets everywhere in Europe, in any tourist-intensive city like Paris, Rome, even Amsterdam, and definitely London, England. Any place that's crowded and any place that has a lot of tourists, you'll find pickpockets. As far as the aggressive beggars, they are restricted in Paris by the police. The police are there to make sure aggressive begging doesn't happen, and certainly children being used to beg doesn't happen. This is a common thing that the police look for. So to answer your question, you just have to have your wits about you. Make sure that when you are carrying your valuables, you carry it in front of you, and pay attention to where you are. That's one way to prevent pickpocketing. I have been pickpocketed a couple of times in Spain and in Italy. It's part of travel. It's just part of the learning experience, so I wouldn't worry about it. Just be careful. And as far as the aggressive beggars, I think that's a myth. The police restrict that in Paris, France. Lori from Connecticut asks, is it true that Parisian service staff in restaurants are very unfriendly and they ridicule tourists? Lori's question is about restaurant service in Paris, France. Lori, Paris, France, like most cities in crowded areas and touristy areas of Europe, they have a very low ratio of service staff to tables. In America or Canada, you have maybe 5 tables for one server because the server makes most of their money from tips. And so the server seems a little bit friendlier because they're less stressed out. In Paris, France, you have one server for probably 15 or 16 tables. So they're rushed. They're not being rude, they're just very, very rushed, and they have to get the meals out, they have to take the orders properly, and so on. So they're just in a hurry. So you can help them out by using the point and order method, where you're prepared before they come over as to what it is that you want, and you point to the menu and you use your fingers to describe whether it's 1 or 2 items, and just make it brief and very succinct, and they'll appreciate that. And they're just stressed out because they have to work. And unlike North America, where we pay our service staff below minimum wage because we know they're going to be making tips, in Paris they have to pay them a decent wage because Parisians don't live on tips. So that's another reason why the service staff to table ratio is so low. Mark from Illinois asks, I've heard on the internet that there's a regular scam in Paris where women ask you to sign petitions, but really what they're trying to do is trick you. Is this true? Mark's question is about women asking you to sign petitions, and that's a scam. Scams are everywhere in every tourist intense city in Europe and in North America. If you go to if you go to Times Square in New York City, there's a lot of scams there too. So don't pick on Paris or Rome or whatever. Scams are everywhere. So there's 3 rules that I'd like you to keep in mind if you're traveling to Europe, to a tourist intensive city like Paris. Is number 1, have common sense. Just basically use your common sense, and that's 1. Number 2 is be aware of your surroundings. Just be aware of your belongings, be aware of where you are. That helps. And number 3, just remember what your mom taught you when you were 5 years old, and that is don't talk to strangers. If somebody strange is smiling and they're walking up to you in Paris, France, or Rome, Italy, or Florence, Italy, or wherever you are, which is a very tourist-intensive place in Europe, they're not there to try to help you. They're there to get money from you, and they want to engage in a conversation one-on-one so that they're going to try to get you to do something. So best practice there is don't talk to strangers. Just try to say no thank you in their language. In Paris, it's no merci. And just say it once. If they keep on talking, say it again, and say it again the 3rd time. And they'll leave you alone. What you don't want to do is start getting hostile with these people. Often these people have been to a French jail, so you haven't. So they know the process, the legal process that the police follow. You don't. So don't ruin your vacation by being aggressive or telling them off. Just say no thank you in their language the best you can and smile and walk away. And that's my advice. Elaine from New York State asks, I've heard from travel videos that Paris is full of dog feces, doggy poo, and you have to be really careful not to step in it. Is this true? Elaine from New York State's question is about dog feces or dog poo that's all over Paris, and that is not true. Paris, France, just like all North American cities, has a stoop and scoop program. That is the law. There's like a €200 fine if your dog poops on the street and you don't pick it up. So don't worry about that. I don't know where that rumor came out. I don't know if somebody accidentally stepped in dog poo and decided to start sending that out on the internet. But I've been to Paris a week at a time, at least 3 or 4 times in my life. And I've never experienced that, so that's a myth. Anne from Ottawa, Canada asks, I've heard that parks in Paris don't allow people to walk on the grass. This sounds very restrictive. Is this true? Anne from Ottawa's question is about that you can't walk on the grass in Paris, France. And I don't know how to answer this question except to say, can you walk on the grass in any garden in Ottawa, Canada, if it's a municipal garden? And the answer is probably no, you can't. And it's the same thing in Paris. So if you go to the Jardin de Luxembourg, and there's a garden there, and if you go to the Jardin de Tuileries, which is just outside the Louvre, and there's a garden there, no, you can't walk there. Just like you can't in Ottawa, Canada, or anywhere in New York or Chicago. So it's about the same, but the rest of the parks, you can walk all over Jardin de Luxembourg, and nobody's going to stop you, just not the gardens area. Hope that helps. Thank you for your questions about Paris, France. I hope I've answered them, and I hope it helps all my viewers. Remember that all my Paris, France videos, the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, post a like, and hit the notification bell for future videos.